So we're live? Ah, cool. Okay. Hello, everybody. I don't know. Am I part of this? Okay. Are we on Twitch or are we on YouTube? Noise. I'm a shoe.
All right, am I coming through? Oh, I'm coming through my headphones. Fuck. Hey, Last Shogun. Hey, old buddy. What's up? What's up? What's up? Doing a little dev stream here. Yeah, Last Shogun. The internet situation. I'm out at Pat's place. The internet situation is, shall we say, intermittent, and I'm seeing 62% dropped frames over the last 2 minutes. So.
Yeah, can I do less stuff on my end? Would that help?
It's not likely not, because like there has to be something else wrong. I've checked and you've got 40 down, 4 up. You have a good internet connection. The internet test I did is good. I think it's a technical issue that I either can work or don't. Oh, Rainbow's saying we're coming through completely smooth. I know Last Shogun is possible.
Okay.
Yeah, it's also Last Shogun. Something was wrong with the way that my mic was set up. So if you were hearing my mic at all, it's possible that it was just coming through wrong. Yeah. All right. Well, do keep us appraised. I'll probably actually have chat up today because I've got one monitor I have dedicated to it, at least for this. So, Rainbow, either pretend you don't see the stream or you know, whatever. But
Rainbow be like, I pretend I
do. That's okay. Just look. Yes, Lerb. This is the dev stream. I named it right? This does say Fallout dev stream, right? Because that's what we're doing. We're building the last section of Italia because, you know, we've had enough here. There's a mixing vat and there's a fuel exchange arm around this big ass fucking dock, which is in theory like 150 meters long. We'll see. We'll scale it to convenience. But basically, Italia has dragged on too long, and we are building our. I mean, Pat's gonna hear this anyway. we're gonna build the climax to Italia. We're gonna have a clearly
I always watch the for reference. I always watch or read the Wikipedia plot of a movie before I go and see it, and it always works out fine for me. So I'm not worried about any spoilers.
Yeah, and we're going for a 75 by 75 because of the 2-meter reference. That's gonna shake out to, I'm bad at math, but I think around 150. Yeah, around 150 meters. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna build this U-shaped, I think, to maintain some sense of coherency. You know, left, west, east, right. Oh, I am tempted to make the U like this, but not a banana warehouse. No. What we're going to do is we're going to start throwing down some concrete, and we're also going to look through our water options. All this concrete should be in Apocalyptic Americana. Anything that isn't is in M&M.
Mega Cartoons and Monsters.
Where I throw up the exclamation mark
or maybe the Wismore Stimulus package.
Yeah, but
you can always ask.
I don't think there's concrete
tile
there.
That we use.
Yeah,
you
but
can ask me personally.
Yeah, if you see a tile you don't use, well, you know Pat's Twitter, and it comes up when you hear the exclamation mark links in the chat. Which one is being a little bit slow? I wonder
if we're using something and you don't have it, and you purchase one of the tile sets, you know, just we can hash that out. Don't worry. There's also a lot of like Victorian and medieval age stuff that I haven't put in any tile set at all. So that occasionally pops up in our streams, and you know, my plans to release them are basically delayed for quite a while because I've got so many other projects. So if you see anything like that we use, and you're like, oh, I need this for a session tomorrow, I can just be like, yo, got you.
I'm going to try and see. I'm going to tweet about this, and then I'm going to see what I can cut down. I might have to turn off Zombie Nick. Just to have some chance at... By the way, shout out to Zombie Nick. They have given us permissive use in writing of their art. Yeah, like I couldn't even tweet. I couldn't even tweet just now. SoundCloud is dying.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, and it's taking way too long to post shit. Point is, we're going to look at the concrete. We're going to have a few different options. We're going to want the top of the concrete and the lower edges. Normally there'd be no delay between me dragging and something appearing, but we have to... Honestly, Pat, I'm going to stop receiving video from you. It's not like they can see it anyway. Though this does not bode well for tonight. Fuck.
Yeah, we've got some time to hash out that shit.
I've hit audio only, but it won't... I'm going to refresh. Yeah, why the fuck is it still... Could you turn off your video?
Yeah, let me...
It's the camera button to the right of the hang up button. Alright. Yeah, oh my god. I hit copy paste and I'm still waiting. Yeah. Copy pasting something just took like 5 seconds. I'm not going to be able to map under these conditions, unfortunately.
Alright, so what can I do to help you? Can I drop the Hangouts chat entirely? I could come over and say hi.
Yeah, I think
Alright, I'll top the Hangouts.
Chance.
Bye.
Bye.
You can close it.
Alright, chat. Yeah, Last Shogun. Roll20 doesn't like large maps, however, it doesn't start hitting you with errors until you go over 100. We've been doing this for over a year now, using these sorts of tile sets and lots of objects. I am pretty reliably aware of how Roll20 will perform under those circumstances. It's normally not that bad. Like, if you enable Dynamic Fog of War, it'll shit itself on a 20 by 20 map with basically nothing on it. But as long as you have the settings done right, it shouldn't be that bad. But yeah, I mean, the most efficient way to use Roll20 is to bake everything into a singular object. Because the real issue is, like, I could have, if all of this was a single object, it would hurt Roll20's performance less. It's not about, like, how many pixels or whatever are being displayed. It's about how many unique objects are being made up here. However, it is also sort of, like, tying behind your back how much you can handle. And how much freedom you have. So, there are better workflows, but particularly for someone who wants to speed map mid-session as I normally do during our games. Is it not, is it just me or is it not? Yeah. It's not popping the second one out that I grab at the right time. It is sort of a limiter. Now we're going to go for like a dirty opaque water here. Or are we going to go for a dirty water? I think we're going to go for straight up yellow. Indeed. Last Shogun, have you seen our streams before? Lurb, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of complaints that we could level at them. Ultimately, like, it's kind of the best virtual tabletop, and it's the majority. Well, hello, Last Shogun. You might, this is way before our normal time zone. We normally stream at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, so it's possible you just stay on Twitch around then. But, like, a key aspect, let me throw up a map, hey, Pat, that could, like, display for you sort of, like, our style and why it's useful to have it pre-done. So when they came to this, it's going to take longer than normal to load. That's just the conditions we're under. When they first came to this Nitrogenics facility, it had not exploded yet. It had not exploded, and the ramp you're going to see down here had not collapsed. So, like, the ability to manipulate individual aspects and elements of the map is key to how we handle Roll20 and how we show the power of the tile sets that we have and that Pat sells here. So, and again, like, if I was at home, this would have loaded in 10 seconds. There's also a weird problem using Discord from this place. It's just how the net is set up here in New Jersey, I guess. For sure. Well, I mean, the tiles, like, there is, like, a bit of a learning curve. Oh, yeah. Last Shogun, like, I'm literally going to make a YouTube series on how to make maps of tile sets in Roll20. And also just a series on, like, here's, like, fun fact about Roll20. If you, like, click something and then hold left shift and tap Z, it'll pop up the art for everyone. And you're going to see, like, a long hang time that isn't normally there. But, like, it will show you the token to everyone. Yeah, this is the place Pat grew up with a grenade. Other cool things, if you hold left control and use a scroll wheel, you can actually scroll wheel zoom. I don't think they ever explained that literally anywhere. I spent years doing fucking this. Holding right click and dragging lets you just pop over to the pan view tool automatically without having to worry about swapping them back and forth. But, like, you know, like, this element fell over, Mr. Bang got added, the shit blew up. I threw down this blood splatter when this dude died. This exploded, decals got applied. And obviously, a lot of this can be, like, labor-intensive, especially for someone who's just, like, you know, you want to make a map for a game with you and the pals, and you're already taking on a lot by running the game. Maybe you won't have that much time to get ready. You're even relying on pre-prepared modules.
We're thinking of making some, like, pre
Oh, you can.
maps with the set.
Yeah, we're thinking of, on Pat's Patreon, the Patreon, if you will, putting some sort of pre-mades. I think I will throw on the,
Figure out how to do that.
I think I will throw on, the Uranium Fever radio.
Yeah, go for it.
But yeah, if you're into Fallout, and if you'd like to see some of this stuff, all of the VODs are uploaded to the YouTube channel. But yeah, we normally stream 8:30 p.m. Eastern to about midnight. Past that, although apparently OS has to be up like 6:30 now on Fridays, so that's wonderful. Yeah. But to pop us back to the... Did I just name it Italia? Yeah, the Italia docks. Hex tile sets, really. I've always had an issue getting things to fit in hexes on Roll20. Oh, interesting. What system do you use?
How much should we do? In business, fams. Other things. Time to make some pixel art.
Oh, you run Lancer. Nice. Yeah, I can see why for a mecha game you'd use a hex grid. And the scale for... I've looked at it, but I've never played it. I thought about it. Obviously, with the channel, we're busy with all sorts of, 5 games a week. Definitely gonna mean to get Lancer in there at some point if we can line up a sponsorship that would be appropriate. Do you, like, is it, like, the Lancers are, like, building size, and you're looking for, like, a cityscape hex map? Hex tile set? Or is it more, like, is it, like, Mech Warrior scale? Is it, like, personal mecha scale? Because this is actually based on my Diesel Punk game, Acro Diesel Age, where there are light lances and heavy lances. The heavy lances are the more Mech Warrior scale, like 3 or 4 stories. The light lances are more like personal exosuit, like a Fallout 4 depiction of power armor. More Battletech? Yeah, I will show off the powerlifter. More Battletech? Nice. That's interesting, yeah. So... Hex tile sets are popular. I haven't seen too many of them other than like fantasy overworld maps, but I'd be very interested in seeing some hex tile sets and also just like a hex tile set workflow because I've had trouble getting hexes to fit into the Roll20 hexes before personally. But I imagine if you just have like a terrain or a city map, you could pretty easily go into the settings and swap it over to the hex. Do you use V or H hexes, and does the tile I imagine the tile set would have to be made to accommodate which sort of hex you were going for. Let me just go map. No, I'll bring up Facebook and just show everyone. Also, we can to cut down on objects like boop. The water doesn't look great at that resolution, but it gets the job done. With fewer objects.
If there's enough demand for any given tile set, like if you guys can prove demand, I'm willing to explore things.
Yeah, I mean, Pack could definitely do a hex-based tile set, but we need to look into it and know that there was some demand for it.
Yeah, because it's actually very inventive. It took me like 3 months to make Megacorp Streets and Monsters, which in fairness is a very comprehensive...
Yeah, it's like 900 plus original assets,
Yeah, it's getting bigger and bigger by the day as I add the patches. Ooh, is Jor here? We can show off the new products.
No, what do you mean, was that sound to you, Lee? Oh, can you not quite hear Pat in the distance? Oh, fuck. Pat, I'm not coming through my ball mic because it wouldn't read. I'm coming through my headset. They probably can't hear you. One moment. V and H are semi-interchangeable if they're not alignment dependent. If they still work with angle 30 degrees to one side. Yeah. We would need to work out the math. Oh, Pat is fine. Okay, so you're hearing Pat. Alright, they are hearing you. Cool. Noise. Ois. Lois. Moise. Lit? What sound are you referring to then, Rainbow?
We've also got the fan going.
Yeah, there's a fan in here. Only fans here, huh? Honestly, some sort of PC boop sound. Well, I didn't quite catch it, but it's possible. I think we're actually going to go with a slightly different concrete hue down the sides. Or, because how does it look next to? Honestly, it doesn't look that bad. We want to round it off on the edge. Nope, Bobby Darin facts time. About a Saturday night. The splash. But yeah, Shogun, how have you been feeling about Lancer? Because that is just what I'm interested in, and I see a lot of people get who like get sponsored for it don't really post bigger numbers than we do, to be frank. So like, not entirely impossible we could line something up, or at least line up an adjacent sponsorship that would make sense. Yeah. I will say, so I was talking to someone who played it, and she said that she didn't really think there was like a psychological or stress system involved, which is interesting to me because like when I think of a pilot system, or particularly a mecha system, like if there's no Shinji pilot mecha mechanics, like, you know, if people aren't being traumatized, oh, it's a bit wargamey? Yeah, that makes sense.
Have you checked out the Alien RPG game system last Shogun? Because that has an excellent stress mechanic in my opinion.
Yeah, Alien RPG does have an excellent stress mechanic.
I've become so addicted.
It really is quite good. Yeah, I feel you. The systems in this game, machines in this game work a similar way. They have like their structure that goes down, and then they have their stress that goes up. Dr. Rainbow Pants is actually a player in this game and plays a robot. They play an Assaultron, and her character like can both like get blown apart and break down from the stress. And there's actually that concept on like all equipment in this game. Yeah, the big on-off button that they can bonk through critical. Why do you need to make a new Twitch account, Rainbow? Yeah, Rainbow is like an absolute murder machine, but like the robot crit table can dick her around. Oh fuck! Hold on. No, I didn't think before I did that. Shit. No, I did. Never mind. That's the gap. I'm fine. Mind the gap. What noise license? Alright, so here we're gonna have a fuel arm. And over here we're gonna have a vat. And we're gonna get a little into so like we're gonna work on incorporating some of the feedback. Because some of the feedback I got is that dungeons are too long, but also like if it's a longer dungeon, you want to have like a discrete thing in each area that can feel like you can visualize and understand progress. So there's going to be a fuel arm over here, which, spoiler, is a surprise tool we'll be using later. And we'll have a vat over here, and one of these will be an optional objective, and one of these will be a less optional objective for the exfiltration that they're planning. And knowing these players, they could totally abandon this place and just leave on foot or whatever. But we assume they will at least kind of try to stick to their stated exfil plan and roll with the punches if they do not. We'll have like some built up like mud here, honestly, like a little mud bank. Show this is like not as insulated as this from the river outside. And we'll make it worse over here because this is actually the upstream side. And we'll to front this because this is like down below. Gotcha, you little peanut. Why you come out so far? I probably had. You originally on the wrong way or something? Using is drawing, you can also hold left alt to more or less achieve the same thing. I learned like very recently from Rainbow. Young blood. So now we're just adding some character to the stream, to the location, and marking it up a bit, using some of the decals. How did last night's stream go? It didn't. It isn't put off to next Wednesday. I intended to stream myself making the session, but that also didn't happen.
We went to sleep early. We needed an off night.
Smarter man than I would have just made the background color a dirty green and been done with it for the liquid. But, you know, fuck it. Yeah, no, the dev stream didn't happen. Unfortunate, but here we are. Now, if we look at the Italia overview, got the chemical pool over here. There's sort of like a tree line, whatever, like dirt grass. Here, there's like more stuff behind it. So because we're doing the fuel exchange arm side, this Facebook pay streamers. There is a way to get stuff to you. There's been a big push recently where like certain kinds of streamers are getting like contracts basically to be exclusive to them, but they're under an NDA, so they actually can't tell you what all the benefits and restrictions are of Facebook gaming. And they've been pretty shady about it. And knowing the ethics or lack thereof that Facebook has, you know, I'm sure the Zuck has something fucking shady going on with that. Throwing like a little bit washed up, like sandiness here, because you know why not? There's the sand pits to the west of here, to the north of here actually. Hold on, I'm not doing this. I said I was going to do it actually north, south, east, west correctly, and I didn't. Oh. I think this works out visually better anyway. And we'll transition this to asphalt up here. That asphalt.
Shake that asphalt. Show me what we're with.
Is that a phone bloop? Is my phone charging right? Kind of. Oh, I didn't post this to the Facebook group, did I? You don't leak all?
Oh my goodness.
Fuck me. But yeah, so in conclusion, I think that they bought off some top streamers, but in general, the way you make money, I don't know if I don't think they have ad revenue sharing. I think they just have you can just directly give people a dollar amount. Same with YouTube. I imagine YouTube does do revenue sharing though if you're meet the bar for it, but ad money is shit. Ad money is worth nothing to anyone who isn't piping down, I would say, at least 300 viewers live. And that's if you're Twitch. And then it's a couple dollars. It's like, I can make like 20 cents in a month from ad money on Twitch. You gotta be big. Pop over here, over the grass. Again, normally these were all loading way faster than this. I don't want to give a false impression of the system, but yeah.
Did you ever hear of a wish sandwich? Well, it's the kind of a sandwich that you're supposed to take 2 pieces of bread and wish you had some meat.
No, overstretching an asset, normally not a great idea. However, in this instance, it's not really going to be a huge negative the players notice. And the way that the stringiness of the dead grass is designed really gives you some leeway on the size, up or down. Although down looks a little almost like dirt. So honestly, if you're going to scale it up from the 3x3. 2x2, yeah, let's get close to dirt, but you know, I'm blind. This is what it looks like 100% soon.
The other day, I ate a cool water sandwich and a Sunday go to meat and bun.
No. This whole area over here, you know, it's grass right now. But we saw some trees there pre-war, shall we say, and we're gonna fuck it up with some texture to give it life. Or remnants of life. We're gonna give it rock. We're gonna give it grassy mounds. We're gonna let those grassy mounds intrude a little. We're gonna let them cut up the terrain.
Flying foxes are the cutest thing ever.
Flying foxes? Because this is Fallout, you know, a rusted barrel with some sort of liquid gooping out of it we can assume is radioactive. Always a good way to spice up a wilderness scene. I
too am napping, my friends.
Yeah. Diesel shot front stage. You got both group of your accounts in the group, right? And you don't care if I tag both of them?
No.
Right.
Lee, did you put any work into the maps for your Wednesday episode at all? I thought I saw you doing that.
I barely made an outline.
What's it saved as?
Probably TG something for Tennessee Gold. Why do you ask?
I'm gonna give you the tractor.
The what now?
I'm gonna give you the tractor.
Yay. You imagine that there's probably some sort of like an you know, access street here, internal thing for moving around the facility. I know we've got like white and red and gold and black security lines. I'm just trying to remember what the fuck they're called. There should also be some barbed wire, because this was a facility making shit for the military. Just covered with bots. You know, I would knock them around a little, and then trailing down at one point, just so we don't have to put it up all over everything. Suggestion of it like strewn about, perhaps. Doesn't pop well against that back, but if we throw down, say, you know, a crate. Box on it. Well, you pack up your things, you head out again into some unknown spot where nobody's been. You reach the spot where your fortune lies. You find it's been staked for 17 other guys. Well, I ain't kidding, I ain't gonna quit. That bug's done caught me and I've been bit. So with a Geiger counter and a pick in my hand, I'll keep right on staking that government land. Uranium fever has gone and got me down. Yeah, we can throw it back up around here. Complicate this passageway, not that anyone's gonna want to take it. But you know, if they said we want to flee overland to the east or north, yeah, whatever. If we want to flee overland, they could do it. And that would be an option, but also a complication. And the chain fence has a corner. We're going to go get that and deploy it here. I don't know that I gave a wide enough berth to use it right, though. Yeah, because we actually have to size it up to like this. That's fine. We just delete that. The branches will be going over. The grass will be under. Now, do we have it divide? No, I think I had the Maui built up over. Yeah. You want like an equitable distribution of some differences here. And if we go for the mound, I know the mounds will have the rocky one. The package tile sets have a better naming convention than this. This is just shit that I do in my downloads too swiftly to make distinctions. One good thing you can do to add verisimilitude is to layer them. So pop, and now it's under that. Add to the front, for that, to the front, for that, to the front, for that, to the front. Stretch it well, I don't really notice. And let's say the barbed wire goes under the tree as well. So here we've got a lot of verticality going on, and again, just torn the barbed wire will wind up sort of dragging off. Now is it called safety? Is it called tape? Road, street. We can imagine that we don't want people just barreling into the water, so we'll throw down a railing. Is it under the airlock set? No, and where's it? Okay, there it is. Why are they popping up one by one? That's not normally how they would deploy. It's probably not under gold though, it's probably under yellow. So you're free to drive it on the side, but you know. Oh, we can put one of the pumps down here. This is like a place to have to fucking park a boat, but I digress. We can imagine railings would be useful here as well. You can realize that you can go beyond off. It's also got to be some flow control, so you know. Event right here, there. Everything's going on. We might splatter some of these with liquid. Put it on a decal. Particularly, I'm thinking of like the bashed metal ones. Yeah. We'll go back to the vents, and there is one. It doesn't have anything obstructing it, so we can imagine this got popped off in the water or some shit. Maybe a heavier liquid flow here implies some things. Implying implications, if you will. Do we leave? Yeah, I think we leave it like for a splat to some extent. We slide this one on under for the weird opaqueness, and yeah. Now we're gonna throw the weird metal X's to form the strut of the refueling arm. Which I imagine that actually, like, Yeah, like if you can come in closer, you're probably in the smaller vessel. So the fueling arm, also to make the people who want to get there traverse more, going to be all the way down here. Yeah, no, we're just gonna go metal X. Hey, Chad, how we doing? This vegan Reuben sandwich is growing on me, oh. Dang. Alurb, what temperature is it there? And do you measure it in freedom units or metric? How many burgers worth of temperature do you have? Metal X's, I'm always torn on how to display the height. This is not starting to table. I think we're going to do this and this to represent the tops, yeah. Armpits and Brian scale. It's a shame. You don't know the true glory of the Imperial system. I mean, we literally reckon distance in women's feet. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Oh, okay.
Here, so I'm gonna go back up to the studio. I don't know about my thing with my food.
Okay, peace out.
Bye.
Bye. Makes sense. Yeah, well, I mean, if you put both on it, then you can, you know, it's easier to sell in whatever country. So there should be some great looking stairs. Yeah, I think what would make more sense here is for us to throw on a ladder. This guy's cool, but like, it's really not as rusted as the others. I got rusty grates, but I don't have them with the holes in them. So we're gonna whip up our gimp here and see what we can't do about that shit. Now, this is a great grate. More with Gimp. What's going on here? And the darkest, the lightest, or the lighter rather. Let's see if a copy. Called Rusty. Rusted. What a construction, a major production last you. Now let's select everything that's transparent. Let's edit. Select invert. We're now only on the things that aren't. Now let's add a new layer, we'll call it rust. And now hold on. That's not right. Why would... Oh. Is this not loading colors? Hold on. Is it set open? Is it set to be opaque? No. I think there's something... Hold on. Let me just check the color mode here. New index on RGB. There we go. It just didn't have brown at all. Alright, that's an option. Now let's see. Circular motion blur. Filters, distorts, a ripple. Artistic, oilify. Now that doesn't really quite look like... That looks like weathering, but not quite like the rust that we have over here. Let's go back so we have the same stuff selected. And let's, noise. HSV noise. Noise. Blur. Medium blur. It's just the corners don't feel like they're really well done, and also I need to hit again, making sure that I have... Hold on, wait a minute. That should not be included in a 0. Oh, it's because everything's... Hold on, yeah. Bam. Let's invert. I think I'm going to splash up some of the zones that are not where we want them in the rust department. There's a lot better ways to do rust. Your boy just started trying to quick and dirty this. So we have a rusty see-through, great. And blur, do a medium blur on it. Starts, blur, hands, noise, pick noise.
Well, I ain't kidding. I ain't gonna quit. That bug's done caught me and I've been bit. So with a Geiger counter and a pick in my hand, I'll keep right on staking that government.
No filters, map, tile seamless. In theory, that means the edges will line up. No, that done. We're gonna pop back over. Alright, so here it is without the stuff on it. Here it is with the stuff on it. Let's load that up and see how that holds up.
Could be so glamorous, you're such a mixture of everything.
It does the job.
What a construction, a major production, that's you.
Let's just assume this component was made out of stainless steel or just generally better.
You made it from the start. Let's sign the contract for two. You'll be the star of my heart. You're slightly terrific, speaking specifically, super colossal. Suit my philosophy, being specific. You're slightly terrific to me.
Oops. I'm gonna use these as joints.
Speaking specifically, slightly gigantic, mean it romantically, more than stupendous. My love's tremendous for you. No star in a picture could be so glamorous. You're such a mixture of everything amorous. What a construction, a major production, that's you. I saw a preview of you. You made a hit from the start. Let's sign a contract for two. You'll be the star of my heart. You're slightly terrific, speaking specifically, super colossal. Suit my philosophy, being specific. You're slightly terrific to me.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Ball. Ball. Now these are gonna be a little more complicated because we're gonna do the inside here, yeah.
Do that again. Did you ever hear of a wish sandwich? Well, it's the kind of a sandwich that you're supposed to take 2 pieces of bread and wish you had some meat.
There's definitely a better way. There's, hold on, yeah, no, wait. What I'm gonna do here is, yeah, okay, so we're just gonna move this up here. We're gonna make this the way that we want it to be.
The other day, I ate a ricochet biscuit. Well, it's the kind of a biscuit that's
Now,
supposed to bounce
we're gonna
off the
copy
wall
paste it.
back in your mouth. If it don't bounce back, you go hungry. The other day, I ate a cold water sandwich and a Sunday
Now we're going to put the controls over here because this is the obvious point of ascension to force yet more traversal if they want to interact with this, so that we can make most use out of the ground we're establishing. Again, we could do this more efficiently if we really wanted to. Doing like 5.5 hours after the stream. Yeah, no, okay, yeah. So up here, yeah, I'm forgetting actually. These are gonna go in front. And these ones will go in back.
Well, I don't know, but I've been told uranium ore's worth more than gold. So McCad, I bought me a Jeep. I got that bug, and I can't sleep. Uranium fever has gone and got me down. Uranium fever is spreading all around. With a Geiger counter in my hand. I'm going out to take me to government land.
Your question is how we're going to display the fueling arm.
Well, I had a talk with the AEC and they brought out some maps that looked good to me. And one showed me a spot he said he knowed. So I straddled my Jeep and headed down the road. I reckon I drove about 100 miles down a bumpy road out through the wilds. When all of a sudden I bounced to a stop at the foot of a mountain. Didn't have no top. Uranium fever has done and got me down. Uranium fever is spreading all around. With a Geiger counter in my hand.
Small ominous red barrel. I've known enough video games to know that's going to cause the red explosion. Not bad idea, Larry. Not bad idea at all.
Make it click just like I'd read about Vernon Pick. On the second day, I made the stop, and I'm telling you, Steve, I was ready to stop. The only clicking that I heard that day was the bones in my back that had gone astray. Uranium fever has gone and got me down. Uranium fever, it's spreading all around. With a Geiger counter in my hand. I'm going out to take me to government land. Uranium fever has gone and got me down. Well, you pack up your things, you head out again into some unknown spot where nobody's been. You reach the spot where your fortune lies. You find it's been staked for 1,700 guys. Well, I ain't kidding, I ain't gonna quit. That bug's done caught me and I've been bit. So with a Geiger counter and a pick in my hand, I'll keep right on staking that government land. Uranium fever has gone and got me down. Uranium fever is spreading all around. With a Geiger counter in my hand, I'm going out to take me to government land. Uranium fever has gone and got me down.
It's like an event with like a nozzle, like a nozzle on it, like you're crawling through like an island isolation event. Great game, by the way. Very good art. Good art direction in particular. Bam. Yeah, like that. Okay. It's still funky looking, but we'll call that the Lee fueling arm. And we're gonna use like the vault control because it's sort of like a ruggedized outdoor looking vault. Main refinery. I have no idea where the fuck this one art asset is from, but I will find. Okay, yeah, we'll let it load. We'll eat some fucking Reuben sandwich while we let it load. The token layer so we can take the red X off of it. This is a really cool panel. What the fuck is it called? Is this? No, this is just the airlock thing. Yeah. I think. No. I'm gonna like take a screenshot of that and show it to Pat and be like, hey, the fuck is this from? Maybe slap this down like a. The hanger has like a good. Yeah, pillar. Of course, we've got rust, we've got decals, we've got all sorts of ways to like shit this up. Oh, here's one of the security dividers, but it's gone crappy. Yeah. Of course, we'll throw some fucking rusted metal and shit boxes around. Fuck yeah. It's like a door you pop out. Maybe a little sidewalk in the door. And of course, we're establishing the physical space, but we also want to talk about what's going to go wrong here, or what could go wrong here. And we don't want to like mandate how the game flows, but we do want to prepare some contingencies and some cool potential encounters. This car like flipped on its way in here. Maybe it's cutting through. Yeah, actually that could be cool. Throw down some like rusted sheets and other bullshit. Throw down some yeah, rusted carpets.
slightly terrific, speaking specifically, slightly gigantic, meaning romantically, more than stupendous. My love is tremendous for you. No star in the picture could be so glamorous. You're such a mixture of everything amorous. What a construction, a major production, that's you. I saw a preview of you. You made a hit from the start. Let's sign the contract for two. You'll be the star of my heart. You're slightly terrific, speaking specifically, super colossal. Suit my philosophy, be specific. You're slightly terrific to me. You're slightly terrific, speaking specifically, slightly gigantic, mean it romantically, more than stupendous. My love's tremendous for you. No star in a picture could be so glamorous. You're such a mixture.
I'll throw some barrels up here because I'm a video game level designer at heart, even though it makes no sense for barrels to be up here. It's just my culture.
I saw a preview of you. You made a hit from the start. Let's sign a contract for two. You'll be the star of my heart. You're slightly
Let's have a tin of meat up here, maybe an empty bottle. Implies someone came up here for a while, maybe someone who wasn't being shot by the robots because of their association with the facility before they translucent green bottle. Maybe on some papers. Maybe we even have them like something crumpled. Something looks like they've been like wadded up and used to like wipe your hands on or some shit. Or like a little liquid stain. Yeah, we let pop in there, and then maybe it's Nuka-Cola. Maybe something else. No. You know, if you're hanging out there, you'd find a way to get a chair up here, presumably. Trump almost doesn't need line of sight, but like it will have it. Pro tip: put the closed door on the token layer over the open door. Other pro tip, pop it out onto the map layer so it doesn't resize to 1x1 automatically. Even more pro tip. And yeah, and then you'll be all good. Just add some verisimilitude. We're gonna pop some shitty glass, yeah, behind that shit. But you know, we're gonna put a fucking hole in it, cause like, you know, bullet hole, stray shot or something. Of course, I feel like not enough for that, like it's pool of broken glass, but you know, a little something. But this person, if someone was up here, they probably like threw some glass. Some glass probably slipped between the shit. Probably could have just thrown it into the water if they want to get rid of it. More sign of habitation and shit. Whoa, yeah. Crate over here or something like a table. You know, just for shits and giggles, we'll fucking like. Yeah, no, two crates slid together, like because like this is not. It's too small for the tokens. Give us more space to live. Turn on a bottle, maybe a lamp. A lampe. No, wait, yeah, no, I think all bones. We'll go with like a bam, and now if I could throw down a skull really fast, is drawing, pop a round, taha, gun, and arrange it like so. Is a half-second bone to barge. You're absolutely right, Larry. We could use such an asset. We could also fake it. What we're gonna do, right? We're gonna throw down some wood. Because what I did was I made a boat for like High Road, Rosen Creek stuff that it's like a half, but you can either mirror them to make a whole boat, or you can crack them to crack the boat. It's more sampan-y and not fully appropriate here, but like, so this can be sticking out of the water if we angle it right, and we to front the water beneath it, or we can have, you know, these two like so, and we can crack it. Throw down a little of the wood rubble, which, come to think of it, this place could use more of. Yeah, this is the boat they never used. I like went and made like a whole ass asset and sweated over it just for them to not use it and take a walk instead. They're like, fuck no, I'm not getting on the boat. Yeah, they might finally take one. Yeah, because I think they're talking about getting the. Did you see last Monday's episode? Or this Monday's episode, I should say. Yeah, so towards the end, they basically resolved to actually, you know, do exactly that and use the, like the idea of the barge is like the wood, but then like rimmed by the advanced wall. They resolved to travel via river with Treadfar, chasing a bird. It's a pretty good transitional past 2 episodes to like Lycanthropy and that. But yeah, they really did. They dodged those hints. But hey, that's freedom. That's players. That's Dungeons and Dragons, and basically any role-playing game. And it's part of why we do this over any other medium. Yeah, I could write a radio play if I wanted to have absolute control. Yes, they fought with the Quellect. And then they met the Hobgoblin and their Goblin pals. Yeah, the Deserters. Forgot we're going to throw down some big tanks over here, aren't we? Sure, it's basically the gimmick of this is that they're going to have to go to the vat to access what's going on else. Human centipede that shit together. They're going to have to... Oh, these are drawings, aren't they? Yeah, it's the risk with the more sandbox style play, but I think it's pretty rewarding. And also, because I have generics. They went wild into village, and I was like, oh, good thing about it made a generic village, because particularly without my connections here, I'm not going to be able to play.
On the second day, I made the top, and I'm telling you, Steve, I was ready to stop. The only clicking that I heard that day was the bones in my back that had gone astray. Uranium fever has gone and got me down. Uranium fever, it's spreading all around. With a Geiger counter in my hand, I'm going out to take me some government land. Uranium fever has gone and got me down. Well, you pack up your things, you head out again into some unknown spot where nobody's been. You reach the spot where your fortune lies. You find it's been staked for 17 other guys. Well, I ain't kidding, I ain't gonna quit. That bug's done caught me and I've been bit. So with a Geiger counter and a pick in my hand, I'll keep right on staking that government land. Uranium fever has gone and got me down. Uranium fever is spreading all around. With a Geiger counter.
Oh my god, fuck me, Julian. Whose name is that? So, okay, boom. The reverse task glass up there. It's like a half-sunken barge. And there's a translucent version of this water, right? You want eyes deceive me, or does that look like they're right? Come on. Yeah, it looks like they're right. It's in a puddle in this hue, but you know, you get the idea. Why there be rocks in this place? They would dredge this. No, I feel like it's more like it's fucking sand or some shit. Kind of like brushed up in time. Alright, by the way, if you'd like early access to like some of the videos and stuff from Makecan tutorials, there is now an official Patreon digital shop. In addition to Pat's own Patreon, which we're going to work on revamping while I'm up here at her place. Should we go up here and establish this primary zone? Making this real good to cover more ground. So I'm using this strip and band of it. You see the bloop bloop is to the left of that. We actually flip it vertical rather than horizontal. Push all that to back, to back, to back, to back. And we're going to let there be some asphalt headed north as well. And now we're going to figure out how we want to handle the vats. I would use advanced wall, but I feel like I'm really leaning as a crutch for this area. Let's look at a metal. Oh, do I want to try and make a clever use of the med bay wall? Because that's a good metal curve that we have. Do you want to find a way to make it such that we get the liquid in here? Well, hold on. If the liquid I'm using probably isn't going to be a solid square. It's probably going to be this liquid. This is the established look of the tallow fuel. To back. To back. To back. Breaker, 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 breaker. We're seeing what I'm trying to figure out the name of this asset is. I need a patent or I can figure out what it's called. I've only ever used it once, probably the day I uploaded it for earlier in Italia. Breaker. Adams Baptist Church. Object breaker. I'll upload this asset just to have it under a name I know. Not that that's great policy. Do the same as I do blah 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 blah. Shit. Alright. Hope we're all feeling good as I move over here to grab the 10-minute break thing. Probably not actually taking a 10-minute break, but I'm just gonna fuck it. You know, worst instincts and throw down a BRB because I just have a beverage. Food, you know. Take out the lead cycling, I'll be right back.
been told uranium ore's worth more than gold. I sold my cad, I bought me a Jeep, I got that bug, and I can't sleep. Uranium fever has done and got me down. Uranium fever is spreading all around. With a Geiger counter in my hand,
I'm going out to take me to government land.
uranium fever has done and got me down. Well, I had a talk with the AEC and they brought out some maps that looked good to me. And one showed me a spot he said he knowed, so I straddled my Jeep and headed down the road. I reckon I drove about 100 miles down a bumpy road out through the wilds, when all of a sudden I bounced a stop at the foot of a mountain, didn't have no top. Uranium fever has done and got me down. Uranium fever is spreading all around. With a Geiger counter in my hand,
I'm going out to take me to government land.
uranium fever has done and got me down. Well, I took the Geiger and I started to climb right up to the top where I thought I'd find a hunk of rock that'd make it click just like I'd read about Vernon Pick. On the second day, I made the top, and I'm telling you, Steve, I was ready to stop. The only clicking that I heard that day was the bones in my back that had gone astray. Uranium fever has done and got me down. Uranium fever, it's spreading all around. With a Geiger counter in my hand,
I'm going out to take me to government land.
uranium fever has done and got me down. Well, you pack up your things, you head out to some unknown spot where nobody is. When you reach the spot where your fortune lies, you find it's been staked for 17 other guys. Well, I ain't kidding, I ain't gonna quit. That bug's done caught me and I've been bit. So with a Geiger counter and a pick in my hand, I'll keep right on staking that government land. Uranium fever has done and got me down. Uranium fever is spreading all around. With a Geiger counter in my hand,
I'm going out to take me to government land.
uranium fever has done and got me down.
All right, here we are. Now the tallow is gonna react to the air, so you know what? There's actually a pretty simple way to handle this. Why is it not letting me? Why is it doing a weird? That's not what I want. I want it to be able to drag shit around if I pasted it, which I normally can do. Kim, please stop changing the rules on me. What the fuck? I just have to like edge my camera to the north to fucking cover shit. Is it really gonna need to reduce me to? This is not how you have operated any other occasion. Why? What the fuck? Is it this? Do I need to be this? Does it need to be this? What does it need to be? What's gonna make you work the way you've worked every other time I've ever used you? This is solid gray. I'm being an idiot. I can just paste it. It doesn't change the fact that it's really not actually the way that I think that it would, and that's kind of upsetting for a number of reasons. This one, yeah. Make it the 1-to-1 circle. Be sure that we click right up here in the top left. Be sure we go right down to the top right. Invert. Bam, bam, wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, and now it looks those are the interior walls. That's the rim. Yeah, boom, done. Gorgeous. This is a mixing mat. Breaker, wow, machinery thing. Yeah, that actually looks better than the thing that did more work. Yeah, good. I should mix the metaphor to combine mine and Pat's art, but you know, job done. Now then, into the recessed, pipey area. Why? I don't know. That'd be cool. Just how it is, you know, dog. Yeah, WWG. Just for good measure, I'll like fucking throw a crate down there. A pipe across the room. You know. Make it look slightly more like a place which might exist. Yeah, so we got a nice little like area down there. Throw a crate up top too. And add some dimensionality to it. Cool, we got a nice little area. Probably before I forget this. Alright. We're gonna go to red, we're gonna throw down some light layer blockers. They did a bad job with their deployment zone coming out there, but you know. That's what people are like, I want to stay inside the building. Well, inside doesn't exist, you know. Pro tip, if you want to make some place expandable, always keep on the right or bottom edge, because you can always just add more to those. Here is sort of a hard lock, so I want to drag everything around, which way too much work. I'm not going to do it. Not enough reward for that. So anything else I would be line of sight blocking. I mean, this row of like barrels kind of like, yeah. I mean, pretty large. Large industrial looking things. And throw some pipes between them. Make a big ass hook pipe. Now we're just gonna have some fucking machine gun turrets down here. I don't think I made the Mark II auto. We can do that right now. Won't be that complicated. Mark II, honestly, maybe 20% more likely to hit. Give it a crit range. Call it a day. Maybe give it better range as well. Against the map, 75 meters. Call that done. I just need to pop it out and then compare it to an extant Mark I auto turret. We get numbers in comparison. We'll assume it's been up armored a little. It can take a little more abuse, a bit more body. Not that people design automatic turrets actually progress in this fashion, but you know, and the logic of the Fallout world, this kind of makes sense. It's the video gaminess of its progression. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Load, 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 load.
Well, I don't know, but I've been told uranium ore's worth more than gold. So, McCad, I bought me a Jeep. I got that bug, and I can't sleep. Uranium fever has gone and got me down. Uranium fever is spreading all around. With a Geiger counter in my hand,
I'm going out to take me to government land.
uranium fever has gone and got me down. Well, I had a talk with the AEC and they brought out some maps that looked good to me. And one showed me a spot he said he knowed, so I straddled my Jeep and headed down the road. I reckon I drove about 100 miles down a bumpy road out through the wilds, when all of a sudden I bounced to a stop at the foot of a mountain, didn't have no top. Uranium fever has done and got me down. Uranium fever is spreading all around. With a Geiger counter in my hand,
I'm going out to take me to government land.
uranium fever has done and got me down. Well, I took my Geiger and I
Seems
started
always
to climb
more
right up to the
Chinese.
top where I thought I'd find a hunk of rock that'd make it click just like I'd read.
Go back and add some pre-existing wear and tear to those turrets down there, to be honest. Yeah, they haven't popped out, so they're probably fine. There's like the miscellaneous hazard of like
With a Geiger counter in my hand,
I'm going out to take me to government land.
uranium fever has gone and got me down. Well, you pack up your things, you head out again into some unknown spot where nobody's been. You reach the spot where your fortune lies.
maybe there's some sort of like extending laser turret from the fucking like center
I ain't gonna quit that.
of this area.
I've been bit, so with a Geiger counter and a pick in my hand, I'll keep right on staking that government land. Uranium
And that's kind of what this rammed into.
uranium fever is spreading all around. With a Geiger counter in my hand,
I'm going out to take me to government land.
uranium fever has gone and knocked me down.
This is popping out from beneath the waves. It's been impacted in a not great way. It's fucking dented up. It's leaning. And it has like a fucking haywire laser turret popped off of it. Does Laser Mark 2 not really exist either? It's like already down a lot of structure and up a lot of stress, but still out you. Shooter. Of course, to more explain the situation, we will throw down the decals, the decals, if you will. And do that. No, I like so because this is a more natural border, it's like a hard-edged water. I like to use mud and shit to cover that up. More binks and banks on it. Like surface damage, homosexuality, that sort of thing. I pride with everyone. I really should have done more, but you know, a lot of other things happened that needed addressing in the broader society. Some photos in the class and show. We still got some June left. I'm sure we'll do something gay. Oh yeah, no shipping containers. 40-foot, yeah. This message gets sent. But anyway, yeah, I agree. Yeah, those shipping containers would be super useful. There have been many environments. Space, this one, you know. We're gonna put like a just destroyed Assaultron out here, like it's been blown to fucking smithereens. Space D. Acid D. Detritus. Space. Detritus word. Oh, Asset Shudder is what it was called, huh? Still this area with some machine-looking things. Oh. Homosexuals. Alright, bam, done. I think we're good. So this is like a pretty bare bones area. And I want some more things here. But yeah, actually one thing I really want. I really want is like oh, undo that. A really narrow like a concrete wall that they're just a fucking like wall computer mounted and like you'd find in Fallout. Zig zig we slam it here. We put some sort of a grate to imply there's like a metal post holding thing behind it. Yeah, this one.
But I've been told uranium ore's worth more than gold. So McCad, I bought me a Jeep. I got that bug, and I can't sleep.
You put like blinky light computers and shit to the other side.
Uranium fever is spreading all around. With a Geiger counter in my hand.
I'm going out to take me to government land.
Uranium fever has gone and got me down. Well, I had a talk with the AEC and they brought out some maps that looked good to me. And one showed me a spot he said he knowed. So I straddled my Jeep and headed down the road. I reckon I drove about 100 miles down a bumpy road out through the wilds. When all of a sudden I bounced to a stop at the foot of a mountain, didn't have no top. Uranium fever has done and got me down.
You know, like this, yeah.
Uranium fever is
I
spreading
like that.
all around. With a Geiger counter in my hand.
And do we use the med bays studded like three things to imply sensors or you know, some sort of access points to whatever's in the concrete? Because obviously you have to get out for maintenance and such.
The only clicking that I heard that day was the bones in my back that had gone astray. Uranium fever has gone and got me down. Uranium fever is spreading all around. With a Geiger counter in my hand.
I'm going out to take me to government land.
Uranium fever has gone
Yellow
and got me
pump, pump out, throw down some other yellow pumps, and what am I gonna be up to here?
spot where nobody's been. You reach the spot where your fortune lies. You find it's been staked for 17 other guys. Well, I ain't kidding. I ain't gonna quit. That bug's done caught me and I've been bit. So with a Geiger counter and a pick in my hand, I'll keep right on staking that government land. Uranium fever has gone and got me down. Uranium fever is spreading all around. With a Geiger counter in my hand.
I'm going out to take me to government land.
Uranium fever has gone and got me down.
It's like maybe a ruined truck of some sort. Trucky, no, truck. Ultron is gonna like flatten this compared to what it should be, I think, but you know, I'll drag it out. Okay, those are always up to be the blockers. They meant to be. So we've got verticality, we've got the ups, we've got the downs, we've got the all-arounds, the relative positions, the distances. This is going to be a better map for those who are, shall we say, not shooting handguns. To give that a place to shine and to, you know, create some dynamic situations. What we need is the thing that comes and gets them. So I need to actually have that a token, as a singular token that I can draw in. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that, to be honest. It's an interesting challenge. I might load up GIMP and try and make a singular thing hodgepodged out of assets. We'll see if I create an abomination or not. But yeah, this is the fuel refueling arm. This needs something that connects it better, I think, though. I think.
Do that again.
Seems like a ruggedized exterior computer.
Did you ever hear of a wish
Control
sandwich?
thingies.
Well, it's the kind of a
Control
sandwich that you're
thingies.
supposed to
That.
take
Yeah.
two pieces of bread and wish you had some meat.
Of course. Do I have the iBots really? That's in me. I think I've actually got them set up.
The other day, I ate a ricochet biscuit. Well, it's the kind of a biscuit that's supposed to.
But yeah, we can imagine that there's not going to be that much. There's probably going to be one fight this session. The real trick for the DM is going to be how and where and when I trigger the dangers present. Probably one larger rolling fight, to be honest.
The other day, I ate a cold water sandwich and a Sunday go to meat and bun. What you want for nothing? A rubber biscuit?
Oh shit, I kind of like the way that looks. Kind of really like the way that looks, but I should have made decisions before. It's gonna be really fucking hard to handle this, but I'm gonna try it. Because it looks like it needs some more substantial structure under it. Yeah, I'm gonna do everything I fucking and just make sure before. Okay, these are relative to each other where they need to be, and like honest. Okay.
Without you, dear, I don't know what I'd do. In this heart of mine, you live all the time. Sweet Sue, just you.
up above us knows the one who loves us. We two, just you and the moon away up high knows the reason why. We two, just you. No one else is going to sing. Ever try to share my dreams with me? And without you, dear, I don't know what I'd do. Do. In this heart of mine, you live all the time.
Curse me for caring about how things look and the logic of them. Not this is super logical, but you know, it's Fallout, so a certain amount of just bullshit is accepted in machinery, culture, and stuff. I don't know. It's about enough. Off the top.
Knows the reason why we two, just you. No one else is going to sing. Ever try to share my dreams with me? And without you, dear, I don't know what I'd do. In this heart of mine, you live all the time. We two, just you.
Do that again.
I need to go to front, so this can go to front after it. Oh, yeah.
Did you ever hear of a wish sandwich? Well, it's the kind of a sandwich that you're supposed to take 2 pieces of bread and wish you had some meat.
Liquid should be stuck all over. No, liquid should be stuck to the paper.
The other day, I ate a ricochet biscuit. Well, it's the kind of a biscuit that's supposed to bounce off the wall back in your mouth. If it don't bounce back, you go hungry.
Fuck. Okay, now you just go to the front. Probably left and right, done that, but whatever.
I ate a cold water sandwich and a Sunday go to
Wait, no, I need to send these to front. And then do that.
What you want for nothing? A
Oh,
rubber
biscuit. No, these need to be front to fronted first. So these can be fronted next.
Well, I don't know, but I've been told uranium ore is worth more than gold. So McCad.
Okay, that sounds pretty good to me. Looks pretty good to me. That's all set up. 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 Yeah. Sunset Sarsaparilla. I cannot imagine that's awesome. I don't like sarsaparilla in general. 200-year-old sarsaparilla sounds even worse. Sudden I bounced to a stop at the foot of a mountain, didn't have no top. Uranium fever has done and got me down. Uranium fever is spreading all around. With a Geiger counter in my hand. So let's throw up GIMP.
Uranium fever has done and got
Oh yeah. But let's, you know, like exit out of everything that we're in. Might have to save some stuff.
make it click just like I'd read about Vernon Pick. On the second day, I made the top, and I'm telling you, Steve, I was ready to stop.
Let's go into this folder. Let's look around and find there's a Fallout wood floor that I want to open up. These actually just built for Fallout. I think just a wooden floor that exists. Oh, pallets. I forgot about fucking pallets. Fuck this place up with pallets.
You find it's been staked for 17 other guys. Well, I ain't kidding. I ain't gonna quit. That bug's done caught me and I've been bit. So with a Geiger counter and a pick in my hand, I'll keep right on staking that government land. Uranium fever has gone and got me down. Uranium fever is spreading all around. With a Geiger counter.
Okay, what are we up to here, Leland? Feeling kind of free. Okay. I think we'll actually have a proper big old 3x3 pallets around here. And big old industrial shit.
Do that again. Did you ever hear of a wish sandwich? Well, it's the kind of a sandwich that you're supposed to take 2 pieces of bread and wish you had some meat. The other day, I ate a ricochet biscuit. Well, it's the kind of a biscuit that's supposed to bounce off the wall back in your mouth. If it don't bounce back, you go hungry.
I hate cinder blocks, but you know, not that bad for building with, but hard to get a grip on. They would seem to be designed.
What you want for nothing? A rubber biscuit?
This too black and melting. The laser hit. We'll also put a bullet hole in there. It's a weird compliment. I don't know if it's gonna work really, but you know. Maybe we'll. I think we're good. Alright, I need to stretch and get some food in me and such before the stream. But, you know, 5:20 p.m. my time now. Three hours, 10 minutes roughly for the stream. I'll see you later.